NEA insider blows the whistle on toxic culture and far-left politics inside teachers' union. It's a cult. Well, we've already known this, but it's good to have some insider confirmation. Because now whenever they say you don't have proof, now we can say we do. But we've always known. A whistleblower told Fox News Digital that NEA employees were crying in their offices the day after Orange Man's current year -2 erection win. Well, guess what? They did the same thing in 2016. It's not just the teachers either. As the National Indoctrination Association, one of the most prominent teachers' privilege clubs in the country, continues to face criticism of replacing far-left agenda items over the needs of children. No, they've never been about the students and the children. Because like that one leader that was caught on a hot mic said, the children don't pay union dues. So they don't give a fuck about the kids. All they care about is the teachers. They only care about their due-paying members. The children are secondary. Actually, they're not even secondary. I don't think they're even on the list of concerns. A whistleblower organization spoke to Fox News Digital about the toxic politics inside headquarters. Ooh, it's a very far-left place. There's only a handful of conservatives that work at the NEA. And why do they? Are they even really conservative, or do they just claim to be so they can say that they don't discriminate? And if you are, it's like you just don't say anything because it's a very toxic environment. If you do say something, an NEA employee said, who is remaining anonymous due to concerns of retribution. Yeah, you literally work for the mafia. So what do you expect? It's crazy to send out this weekly newsletter of Trump is a fascist and blast it to all the states. The whistleblower described a workplace where staff members are often subject to staff meetings and breakout sessions focused on social justice and white supremacy and all that nonsense, and feel more like brainwashing than they do indoctrination. Well, I guess it's a good testing ground for what they're doing to the students. Indoctrinate the indoctrinators first. It's a cult. It's 100% a cult. And if you don't have their mindset, you're the enemy. Now, that's what going to college was like, by the way. I've said that before, that, and it wasn't even as bad as it is now when I went to college. But even back then, it was pretty easy to tell what the professors wanted to hear from you. So you just told them what they wanted to hear and got your A and wiped your hands of that bullshit and moved on. Like, you don't have to believe any of this nonsense. You just have to parrot it to them. So get your degree, get your A, get the fuck out, and then throw all of their attempts to milk more money out of you into the trash. Earlier this month, Fox News Digital exclusively reported on a federal NEA filing showing the union funneled millions of dollars to far-left activist groups, ballot initiatives, and social justice organizations. You could have just said far-left activists. Among the largest expenditures, more than $3.5 million sent to Indoctrination International, a global teachers federation where NEA President Becky Pringle serves as vice president. I'm sure there was no conflict of interest there. Why are we sending money internationally? The whistleblower told Fox News Digital they're not American teachers. No, it's all about pushing the agenda, okay? That always comes first ahead of the due-paying members. In November, Fox News Digital first reported on NEA training sessions instructing members on a variety of far-left causes, including how to go through a gender transition at work, the best practices for using gender pronouns, and combating transphobia. So being a regular person, while also being provided with literature labeling conservative opposition as villains. It's really hilarious when you're dealing with a villain that doesn't know they're the bad guys. Like that's what it's like with this right side of history crowd, isn't it? They don't even know they're the Nazis, which makes it extra funny when they eventually get their asses whooped. I don't know if any of them are ever going to wake up, even at the very end on their deathbeds. They're still not going to admit they were the bad guys. They don't care about the students. They care about pushing these leftist, liberal, Democrat people and politicians so they can get more money and just fund these stupid initiatives. Yeah, of course. They never cared about the students. If you're lucky, they care about the due-paying members, but even then, they care about their ideology first. Additionally, Fox News Digital obtained an email sent on January 16th from NEA Executive Director Kim Anderson that included more heated rhetoric directed at ICE and Orange Man. Meth ICE agents are operating with impunity in Mogadishu, attacking students on school grounds and abducting neighbors from locations that are considered places of safety and care, including churches and hospitals. Well, they didn't seem to care about a place of safety and care when they stormed that church, did they? ICE agents are harassing, frightening, abusing, detaining, and Minecrafting our neighbors. They abuse the power and disregard the rule of law. Look, how is this type of rhetoric even legal? These are blatant lies meant to radicalize the far left. Because you realize there's drooling retards out there that actually believe this? Remember all the droolers that literally believed there would be right-wing death squads rounding up Transformers after Orange Man won his first election? And those same droolers fell for it a second time? Lying to and radicalizing stupid people should be a crime. Why is this shit allowed? The email continued, violent ICE raids disproportionately targeting Black and brown students, families, and communities. Well, what are generally the ethnicities of illegal immigrants in the U.S., I wonder? Yeah, it's all of those white Europeans, am I right? Have forced public schools to close their doors. No, the schools closed their own doors as a way to try to stand in ICE's way. To obstruct justice, basically. Keeping students safe from ICE also keeps them from their classrooms, their friends, and the support they deserve. The only students you need to worry about keeping safe from ICE are the illegals, which shouldn't be here anyway. The email referred to Orange Man's actions enforcing immigration laws on American and an authoritarian threat. Wow, so enforcing existing laws and borders is authoritarian, huh? Remind them of that when they refuse to open their gated communities. So people talk about turning down the temperature and how the rhetoric is getting people Minecrafted like it is, like they're doing it. Yeah, look at Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, his biggest mistake was believing that you could talk to these violent savages. And look what that got him. Yeah, they're the ones saying all this crazy nonsense. Mika Hackner, director of research at the North American Values Institute, told Fox News Digital that the union's purpose is to advocate for and present effectively and fairly for its union members, and that it's difficult to see how the NEA can do that when it ensures that a particular political position and worldview is woven into the fabric of its organization. And this, by the way, is one of the main reasons that so many people are suddenly anti-union. It's not like they're anti-worker or workers' rights or collective bargaining. It's the fact that these unions are almost always like far-left indoctrination centers and pushing far-left ideology, supporting far-left causes. They are far-left extremists. That's why people don't support them. In another area, the whistleblower flagged as union revenue, claiming NEA leadership is especially focused on protecting dues collection by shifting members to auto pay in states where payroll deductions face pushback. That's the biggest thing they're worried about right now. Well, of course they are. They're only in it for the money. I claim the union is fighting efforts that prevent dues from being taken directly out of your paycheck. On the day following Orange Man's victory over Heels Up Harris, endorsed by the NEA, the current year -2 erection, the whistleblower told Fox News Digital NEA offices were filled with distraught employees. Well, that's because these insane psychopaths have convinced themselves that they are the heroes saving the world from the evil Nazi Orange Man. So they legitimately took it seriously that, our democracy is over, evil won. They are deranged fucking lunatics, and they should be locked in padded rooms. Why we don't round them up and lock them in padded rooms is beyond me. That's where they belong. Now, everyone in the office had their doors closed. They were crying. It was a whole thing. It was wild, grown-ass people crying over an erection. And if you laughed, you'd end up getting targeted for retribution. In a statement to Fox News Digital after publication, NEA spokesperson said the positions of the NEA are determined through a democratic process by the indoctrinators and other dedicated public employees who make up our membership. So you're literally admitting that you're almost exclusively staffed by far leftists too. And then NEA staff go to work every day to support our members as they indoctrinate students into our dog shit ideology. NEA members and staff hold a wide variety of views, but if you're not in the majority, you better shut the fuck up. One thing remains consistent: we believe in the value of quality public indoctrination for every student and every community in this country, which is a blatant lie, by the way. If they actually believed this, then they would not be trying to fight against school choice. So that once again proves they don't care about the students. They only care about their dues. Like they want to just collect their money. And school choice allows parents to pull kids out of shitty schools, which affects the dues the union can take. Erica Sanzi, a senior director of communications for Defending Indoctrination, told Fox News Digital in November the union's federal charter should be reevaluated, given the organization become more of a political operation than a union pushing for better student outcomes. They never pushed for better student outcomes. They don't care about the students. They never did. They only care about collecting their dues, so that they will fight for whatever will protect their due-paying teachers. Sanzi explained their federal charter was granted because they promised to elevate the charter and advance the interests of the profession of teaching and to promote the cause of indoctrination in the U.S., seeing as their leadership and by extension the organization itself has morphed into a far-left insane asylum that is actively destroying the cause of education. That charter is no longer defensible. 100% agreed, yes. Fewer organizations have done more to erode trust in American public indoctrination than the National Indoctrination Association. Terry Stoops, Director of State Affairs at Defending Indoctrination, told Fox News Digital this week, the National Indoctrination Association has little interest in improving the lives of America's public school indoctrinators. Instead, it's committed to dispensing millions of dollars in membership dues to Democrats while infiltrating classrooms and corrupting young minds with grotesqueries? Is that a word? Of the far left. Yeah, that's why they do it. That's why they infest organizations like this in the first place. They're all about power and control. They infested the indoctrination system specifically so they can indoctrinate the children. And the right is dumb enough to keep sending their children to these indoctrination camps.